your soulmate become your cellmate?
Does black love still exist?
What are your bedroom turnoffs?
Fantasies and fetishes.
Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait?
Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss a woman's ass. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't know why this boy looped that up. Is that what I sound like when we do? Yeah. Oh man, we in the building right now. The voice of reason on Hot Button Radio. You know how we do. Today's going to be another one. Another hot topic. I want you guys to get to your phone lines. That's what's important. Get to your phone lines. The number to dial is 844-55-1. Before I go into the topic, let me just say this really quickly. If you're within the sound of my voice, I need you to make a beeline over to my website, IamZoeWilliams.com, and purchase one of the remaining, I think, 199 copies. 199? One of them is for me. I got you. 199 copies remaining of The Relationship Dismount. Please, please, please go there right now. I'm really excited about this book. Have been. I'm really appreciative to all the people who have already purchased their copy. It's a pretty interesting book. Pretty insightful, man. And I appreciate all the people who helped me pull it together. So that's what's dope, too. Also, you got to download that app. You know, I got a free app, the free Zoe Williams app, right? You got to get it. Don't play yourself. Go get the free Zoe Williams app. It's only available right now for Google Play listeners. Only available for Google Play people. So it'll be available for iPod and iTunes and iPads, and it'll be available. It's just that, you know, Apple takes a longer time to, approve their apps. So listen, when you go to Google Play, all you have to do is you got to type in to search Zoe Williams, but it's no spaces. It's all one word. Zoe Williams, all one word. So go get that app. Go grab it right now and support the movement. I mean, you could hear the shows from the app. They have direct links. You can click on it and go right to dashradio.com or right to tradiov.com. I mean, you know. Then you can go right to our YouTube page and catch up on all the videos and stuff. I mean, you can even take a picture of yourself while you're watching the show and send it to me. Ladies, I don't want to see any dude faces. Like, hey, no, hey.
It's me again.
Hey, no. No, I'm not tripping, but that's a feature in it. I mean, the app is dope. The sister by the name of Wanda Trotter. She put it together, man. She's dope. So with that said, let me just introduce the crew who's in the building right now. In studio, as Whitney Tabor, Realionaires, is sick today. Holding it down in the only way she knows how.
Ah, yes.
Intelligent, funny, irreverent, as well as a bishop.
Ah, yes.
Arana Lopez.
Hello there, world. How art thou?
It's the one and only Arana Lopez. Here, we gonna have a good old time. We gonna get on down like a grandma with a bad hip. We gonna have fun.
We gonna get down like a grandmama with a bad
With
hip.
a bad hip.
Baby, pick me up some crackers and tomatoes.
We about to get down like grandma with weak knees. Nana, where you at? Holla at your girl.
And on the phone. Y'all know who she is. You hear her music. Let's just bask in her music for a moment. Makes you think, doesn't it?
My own theme song. Thank you. Hilarious. Yes,
Ladies and gentlemen.
May the force be with you all.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, world-renowned transformational life coach, Veronica Conway in the building.
Hello, beautiful people. I love you all, Francie.
Let me do my impersonation of Veronica real quick. I don't know what that is. You see, I don't experience those kind of things. I don't understand. You just get away from that stuff. Once you begin to change your consciousness, and then that leads to, and then. Veronica Conway! Yo, I know we in here tripping.
It's true. I'm always saying that to you. I don't know what that means. What do you mean by that? Who does that? Who does that?
Right.
My cry.
I love it. I fucking love it. Listen, we're in the building. Mm-hmm. Today is one of them shows. Get to your phone lines right now, 844-55-1. Call to action. We want to know. We want to hear from some brave souls. We do these types of shows because, just let me give you a brief synopsis. Everything about this show is relationship oriented. And I know we be cutting up, acting a damn fool up in here. Do you hear me? A smooth ape up in this mug. But we do it. We only do it so, the heavy stuff that gets laid out on this show is a little bit more palatable.
Oh, say palatable again.
Palatable.
You better get on down.
Yeah, I lick stuff with this mouth. But I'm just saying. So, seriously, though, we want it to be entertaining. We want it to be funny, but we also want it to be, insightful. We want it to be deep. We want it to be knowledgeable. So I like to do shows, like I was talking to the people on Periscope today, and one sister was like, you trying to get people in trouble. But why do we live in the state of relationship where we're existing kind of hiding things, right? So today's show, the Come Clean Show, or as one of the people in the damn Periscope named it, Indecent Disclosure Show.
Damn.
A deeper look into the process of coming clean with an intimate relationship. Honesty Hour with Zoe Williams.
I love this topic. I love this topic.
Jesus. Because we be like, everybody got this little cliche. I fucking hate cliches. I'm just living my truth.
Oh, gosh.
So this is an opportunity to live your truth today, 844-55-1. I'm just saying, don't you hate when people do that? They always try to take the high ground after they shit it in the yard.
I hate the people that always try to take the high ground like they don't be getting down. You know what I mean? Like, this is the guy, real sentence, this guy told me, I don't really worship the flesh. You know, I'm trying to do all the right things in my life. I'm trying to get myself together spiritually. I don't worship the flesh. I said, what does that mean? Are you celibate? I'm not celibate. So what do you mean? You don't worship the flesh? Like, what are you talking about? Don't try to sound smart or try to sound like you're more righteous than what you are if you're going to be, you know, busting down
I
at
don't
midnight.
worship the flesh, right? Could you please sit on my top lip? I don't worship the flesh, but
I get on down. I bust down on Friday.
on Fridays, it's bust down Fridays. I just hate it. And what I'm recognizing is a lot of people are in this position to where they're just kind of coping and just hanging in there. I think people are more dedicated to their roles in the relationship than they are to the people in the relationship.
Say it. The representative.
Is that, am I going too far?
Go further.
I'm just saying.
Throw the Hail Mary.
Like, and then you get the same people who will be looking down their nose follicles at people who aren't in a relationship, or, you know, people who are in a relationship that's obviously troubled. But when you go back to their relationship, it's all types of closets with all types of, not just bones, but full cemeteries.
Straight up dirt. Just sod. Packages of sod.
Damn. If I got manure in their closet. I'm just saying, I want to know if there are some brave souls out there that will call in and speak on some things that they've been holding on. 844-55-1. What are the top difficult questions to avoid in intimate relationships? A lot of people just, I ain't gonna ask her that. Right? How much do you weigh? Don't do it. So you live your whole life. You never ask your wife how much she weighs. Or if she asks you, how does this dress look on me? You don't really tell her the truth, do you? A lot of people, you know, you looking a little swollen around the gills.
Shut up.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Or let's go even deeper. I'm attracted to somebody else. How do you broach that conversation without ruining the relationship?
I said, shit,
You feel what I'm saying?
I love that conversation.
How do you broach that conversation where I love you enough to sit you down and say, hey, let's talk. I want to stay with you. I want to keep this relationship together. But you're orange chicken and my penis has a taste for beef and broccoli. How do we pull this together?
Can y'all tell we went to Panda Express today? Can y'all tell we went to Panda Express and got our entire lives today? It was so delicious.
Odd.
We got our sweet and sour chicken on. You hear me?
And that's an extreme example, but let's go to another example. What about people who date or married to someone that they haven't fully accepted?
Come on now.
Eesh.
What about people who lied to get into their relationship?
Oh, say more.
Come on now.
What about the money conversation?
What about the money?
The real one.
It's all about the
real
Benjamins.
one.
Yes, ma'am.
Yikes.
How much do you want to be worth when you retire?
What about the kid conversation? How do we want to raise this child? Mm-hmm. Do we have the necessary tools to even be good at raising a child? Have we forgiven our mama before we become a mama?
Ooh. That's got a scab on it for somebody.
Yeah, I know. Yikes.
So I'm just going to pour peroxide on everybody today. Come on.
Alcohol, too, just in case. Because niggas is dirty. But I'm just saying, how many of you guys are really willing to have the conversation? Come clean. Come to Jesus. Have you ever had a come to Jesus conversation? Does anybody know what a come to Jesus conversation is? Arana, tell us. Yeah.
You want to know what's hilarious? I learned what that was last year. Well, listen, I'm going to tell you what it is in the best way that I know.
Yes.
Okay. Basically, what it means is,
What does it mean?
if you got something in your spirit
In yes.
that you need to let out,
Oh, yeah.
you just got to get it on out. That's the come to Jesus moment. When you look somebody face to face, soul to soul, eyeball to eyeball, cheek to cheek, and you say, this is my truth, and I surrender.
Oh, I see.
That's when the soul can be free.
Hold it, Boko.
Yeah.
Don't hold it in. You don't want to hold it in.
How many dirty souls and dirty spirits are out there with unrevealed, unrequited hurts?
There's a lot of defiled souls out there.
Hold it, Boko.
In fact, I know quite a few defiled, funky souls out there in relationships that they're not really happy in. And they need to go ahead and come to Jesus.
Oh, yes.
Stop hanging. That little baby's funny. They need to stop hanging out at the bar because they don't want to go home. There are people circling around their neighborhood 27 times because they are prolonging going home. Well, that ain't where your home is anyway. If that ain't where your heart is, you need to open up your mouth and say something. In the words of the prophet Drake, just say something, baby.
Say something.
The illustrious Deacon Drake and Timberland. I'm gonna need you to say something.
So, Veronica,
Yeah.
how do we broach these difficult conversations? Like, how do we? Because there's nothing more sensitive than somebody that's in love with us. So when we try to approach them with the truth can be shocking, can be hurtful in a lot of ways. Even if you got your tone and delivery right, it's the truth that is the weapon in most situations where a lie has been formed around the relationship. How do you broach these difficult conversations?
There's a couple of things. I always say that I call them pivotal conversations. So a pivotal conversation is a conversation that changes the game. So when you think about pivotal conversations, they usually sound like, will you marry me or you're fired, right? Those are game-changing, direction-changing conversations. So I think that if you're going to be powerful in your life, you should always be in the process of having pivotal conversations. They are difficult to start. In other words, the first 5 words, 10 words, 3 sentences are the hardest. But once you get going, it's actually easy. But you got to say the hard stuff first, right? Right. So that's one thing. It's like it's once you get going, you can keep going. I would also say that when you design pivotal conversations with people, it's important that that you do it with care for their soul. In other words, it's not about dumping on somebody. It's really about opening up a conversation, taking ownership for your part where you've been lying thus far, if you have, and being willing to say, you know what, I was scared to say this before. I'm saying it now. I would love if I could say this, and on the other side of it, we can. If it's hard for you to hear, let's work out how we work through it. But I want it on the table. So I think that because we don't often have the language and the strategy for how to make it whole and have it be sane and healthy, then we don't have those conversations because we don't have a sort of a strategy for them.
And you know what's crazy? That's what I wanted to name this topic. Let's lay it out on the table. How often do you have to do that in a relationship? I would imagine pretty frequently. I would imagine.
I think if you get it out of the way up front, like I tell my hardest shit up front in relationships, I set the table. Like, this is what it is. And that lets me, it's a litmus test. It lets me know if they're grown enough to handle the truth.
That's
and
smart.
If they're grown enough to tell the truth. And if they're grown enough to tell the truth. And then, then we periodically will check in. In other words, it sets a tone for this is a relationship where we're going to have the truth. Right? No matter what. It's because the truth is the most important firepower that lubricates a relationship. It creates all the vibrancy, all of the sexuality, all of the connectivity. It's a lubricant. And so if you don't set the tone for the date, then it tends to go flat. In other words, if you feel flat in your relationship, it's usually because there's not enough unvarnished truth in the space.
Unvarnished.
I agree. I think it's smart.
Let me hit you upside the dome piece with this. I'm going to hit you upside the dome piece. You know, just like Jerome's niece on her way home from Jones Beach.
Knock him out the box, though.
I'm sorry. You ever notice people would rather stop speaking to you instead of apologizing when they're wrong?
No, that's real. That's amazing. Yeah,
I just rather not talk.
True.
Rather not say nothing. Never again.
People rather be lied to keep the story going in their head that their way is right.
Ooh.
People live lies that they're comfortable with, and you will tell them the truth, and they don't want to accept it. And so it's like the only thing they will accept is, you're right, you're awesome. You're right, you're awesome.
Are you telling me people would rather marry sentinels, security agents that are there to protect their lies than actually marry someone who would challenge those lies?
Absolutely. I just had an argument with somebody on Tuesday.
Who wants to answer that? Who wants to do it?
I was married to one. I was married to one. He hated the truth. Loved politeness. Like politeness. I'm like, politeness robs us of our experience. It's not about polite. It's about the truth. That's why we're not married.
Well, you know what? Also, because I know Veronica,
You
the
know
type of
I know.
man that
Y'all
you
got the
was
same
with.
kind.
Yeah, and they're just fragile in their ego. That's that rose-colored glasses type of perspective where everything has to be this way. And when you tell them it's not that way, what do you mean? Why would you say that? Because it's raining outside. But why is it raining? It's falling on your head. But no, like they don't want to hear it.
Is truth the enemy to the modern day relationship?
No, I think it's the friend. But, that's just for,
That's
grown minds only.
Okay, now we got two unicorns.
Listen, I was in a 6-hour debate. You know what I'm saying? One of them ghetto ass debates where you state your point. Y'all argue. You think it's done. Then the nigga got to text you later to start it up again via text. Then they want to come over and still make the point again. I'm talking about a 6-hour series of, why did you say this to me? What did you mean by that? I said what I said and I meant what I meant. It's that simple. If you don't want to accept it, then leave me alone. But I'm not going to be one of the people who lie to you to make you feel good. I'm sorry.
Could you ever disclose to a significant other that I only married you for your resources? I don't really love you. I never really loved you. I wasn't even attracted to you, any of those things.
See, that's kind of weird for me because I can't even muster up myself. Yeah, I can't even muster up myself to take somebody serious if that's all I want them for. Like, for real, it's going to start to show about week 3. That's all I'm here for. Because you're going to even try to touch me and the touch ain't going to feel right. You're going to try to do things.
But you know how many people are living with that?
I know.
That uncomfortable moment?
I just can't. I wouldn't even be able to be with somebody if that's all it was. I just can't. I can't.
Veronica?
I've done a version of that. I didn't marry him, but it's a guy that's now a billionaire today that I used to date when I'm in my 20s. And I walked away from that relationship and said, if I marry you, I'll be fucking the gardener in 5 years. So I can't do that.
That's real.
And I tell you what, it was one of the most pivotal decisions that I ever made in my life. Because it set me free from being hostage to listen, if I can walk away from $1 billion, then I can walk away from 50,000, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
And we're friends to this day. He helps me out if I need it financially. And we're beautiful with a beautiful, lovely friendship 30 years later. But what it did is it set my soul on fire for the truth, because if you can't be bought for $1 billion, then you can't be bought for $1.
Real talk, Veronica.
Damn. Okay.
Make that a t-shirt.
All right, pimp. I'm just saying. How do you come to your partner, right, and tell them that this relationship isn't worth maintaining?
With some Marvin Gaye and Chardonnay. Get them drunk and then throw on some sexy music and go, you ain't shit.
But why do we always take it so personal?
People aren't grown, though.
I love this.
I've really come to the conclusion that a lot of people don't grow up just because they've aged. Seriously. Like, for instance, this 6-hour conversation I had, that guy's 42 years of age. 42. And we're having this time. And I'm, 12 years his senior, 12, 13 years his senior? I mean, his junior. Oh, Lord.
His senior.
Yeah, no, I made myself 50-something. It don't matter.
Fucking granny comedian over here.
Hilarious. But I'm like, 12 years his junior. But it's like, and I'm giving him this. And it's like, this man has children. And I'm like, who the hell has been around you, created life? You know what I'm saying? You didn't made people. You made people. And this is where you are? Ew.
Yeah, and you've set them demons loose on the rest of the world.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people have not grown up, and people get used to getting coddled too in grade school. Everybody's a winner. That bullshit. Everybody, you participate. Everybody's a winner. So, you go out into the world and you don't want to hear, maybe I suck at this. Or maybe, this is whatever. Or, you go with somebody where, you both have the same hurt and the same issue. So that's your friend and y'all link up and start a hurt gang and y'all live y'all life.
Well, I want to say this. On the Voice of Reason on Hot Button Radio. It's a safe zone. Okay? You can come here and be protected. You can call in and say your name is Bobby Joe Jackson when your name is really Ricardo Montalban. We won't reveal who you really are. Just call us and tell us if you dealing with somebody. Maybe you got a kid with them. Maybe you feel obligated to them. Maybe they're an amputee and you're taking care of them. I don't know. But you don't see the future. Don't you hate it when you're with somebody and you can see the end of the relationship before they can? Like, you don't see the relationship making it lasting forever until one of y'all die, till death do his part. You see the tunnel. You see the light at the end of the tunnel, but they don't.
You just watching them sleep with disgust.
Jesus.
And resentment.
How do you break it to them?
Amen.
I mean, I'm with Veronica with this. You just have to... You have to push them in the pool. Like, you just have to. You're not gonna learn to swim until you push them with the pool. You gotta stick them. You gotta be that doctor that stick them with the injection, no matter how much they flinch. They need this medicine.
On Twitter, Wise Shabazz says, Zoe, whatever happened to sparing someone's feelings with a respectful silence? Listen. That shit
depends.
They can't see my face.
I like that.
That shit sounded like Vicks 44D. It sounded good. Sounded like it works. But no. Let me just say this. Respectful silence for someone who has an unrequited question. Like, I want to know. I'm intimate with you. I'm close to you. Respectful silence is just a fancy way in communication of saying avoidance. And avoidance creates more conflict.
It's a fancy way of saying, I don't value my own feelings. That's what it is.
Now, Veronica, jump in here.
Get on down, Veronica.
Okay. So here's how it goes. If you have actually set a path of truth in the beginning of a relationship, like, I've been in relationships where I came in blazing truth, right? And I tend to I invoke love in the men that come into contact with me. They fall madly, deeply, head over heels in love, because a woman is supposed to be a thing of love. But what often happens is that their egos will snap back into place, because love creates a state of shock to the ego, and it actually becomes open to love, right? It's like, oh my God, I'm in love, and so if you come in blazing truth in the beginning, and then their ego snaps back into place, and they begin to trip after you told the truth. Then I do what the I Ching calls strategic withdrawal.
Now,
Because
strategic
their
withdrawal
ego
is different than respectful silence.
It actually, but it's kind of the same. It's kind of the same. In other words, if someone's tripping because you've been in the truth and told them the truth, and now they're just like tripping and ginning up shit in their egoic mind, then you have to withdraw so that you're not engaging in a battle with their ego, because you're never going to win that battle.
But this works contingent upon you. This works contingent upon how you start it. This only works.
Correct.
Listening to what Veronica is saying, this only works if you start it this way. But if you revert to this because you tired, right?
That's just, okay.
Yeah, in your example, you told the truth and you told what the issue was. But what about the people that don't get to the truth? They just harbor it.
And the reason why we're having this conversation is because you know how easy it is to just get in a relationship with somebody, get hella familiar. And when I say familiar, I just mean hanging out, chilling, eating, fucking, Netflixing, right? But never really have any substantive discourse.
No bond.
Right?
You just hanging out, spending time.
And the vibe is cool. The vibe is right. But never really have those talks that really reveal who you chilling with. Ugh. Listen, we gotta
Right,
take
but I
it.
do that out of the gate anyway. You gotta do that out of the gate anyway. You have to. That has to be the tone of the relationship. Is the constant revelation of the truth of the beloved. That is the relationship. What else is there but that?
But see, once again, it takes someone who is conscious and aware of that to go into it that way. It's a lot of people who go, "You cute, I'm cute, this is fun," and then that's it.
Right.
They don't go deeper into it.
How do you tell your?
You get what you bought, and then you get what you bought.
Ooh, you saying they on sale?
She said, "You get what you bought."
Get what you bought.
Damn.
You discounting, you get the discount relationship.
Jesus, this
2
old
for 1.
Dollar Tree, dollar store,
Dollar
ass.
store relationship.
Shit. Okay. Let me just ask though, how do you bring the question of intimacy to the table? How do you tell your partner without crushing them, I'm dissatisfied with the intimacy in this relationship?
You got to say it while you're having sex.
I've done it. It's excruciating. I've done it. It's excruciating.
Yeah.
And
Oh
it
my
ain't,
God,
and
I've
it's
done
not even about, the sex. It's about the energy, I think.
No,
Because intimacy is energy too. Like you can have great sex and the energy be off and that shit be whack.
Absolutely.
Like, how do you come to your partner and be like, listen, I love you like Halloween candy, but this whole fucking thing, ooh, the intimacy is off.
You got to ask questions.
I've done it. I've done it. Oh my God.
All right.
It's excruciating.
You're going to tell us about it after we come back from break. The voice of reason, Dash Radio, Hot Butt Radio. We up in here. Get to your phone lines, 844-55-1. We want to know if you've dealt with any of the chicanery we have outlined up in this motherfucker. Please call us at 844-55-1. When we come back, we go on the phone lines, and Veronica will tell us how to broach that conversation. Hey! Yeah. Back in the building, the voice of reason. Let me just, oh God. I mean, we already know the cheating part, right? If you're just tuning in, we're talking about coming clean. What do you feel like when you come clean? Is it Ice Cube style? Coming out of the bathroom feeling 10 pounds lighter? Like, is it like a spiritual colonic when you tell the truth? Right? Is the truth a type of spiritual laxative that unclogs your, I'm just saying, your spiritually shitty ass? Does that happen? Listen, this is why we're trying to put this show together right now. We know it's hard. People are afraid. The first time we did this show, people were afraid. Don't be afraid. Use this studio as your spiritual toilet. Call us and shit on the mic. 844-55-1. No, and I'm having this conversation because there's a lot of stuff. Like, there's some people in a relationship right now who don't feel as if their significant other is their biggest advocate, and they ain't had the conversation. If you're in a relationship with somebody that you feel is the biggest hater in your life, it could tell me that don't happen.
Man, listen.
I was married to it.
Man.
I was married to it.
Just sitting here hating on you.
That's the worst feeling when you in a relationship with somebody that you felt would be supportive. And then all it took was for you to get a little bit of something, and they got something to say, and they just bitter and seething and simmering in their little hateful ass house.
Are they cooking?
Yeah, they cooking. They cooking up that hatred. That's what they cooking.
You were married to the same person.
Man, I'm telling you, you need the truth in relationships. People need to be honest. You need that like cold water to a fresh relaxer. You need it. It feels good. If you ever had your scalp relaxed, you know what I'm talking about.
Cold water to a fresh
man. When you get your hair relaxed and that cold water, you be like, oh yes, ooh, right there in that spot. That's what the truth feel like. Ooh, right there in that spot. Feel like comfortable shoes. That's what it feel like when you break them in.
I would wager that, and I'm gonna come to you, Veronica. I would wager that I won't say every, but I will say 99% of all relationships are lies.
I would agree with you. Like, the older I get, relationships disgust me. You hear me, people? Relationships disgust me. Because it makes dating so hard in this time, this era with all of this. Because people are just so comfortable living in their lives and, accepting and aspiring to mediocrity. Stuff that ain't even a real relationship. It's just like an ongoing feel good. I don't.
May I share a story real quick?
Who in the fuck is this on the mic?
Don't worry about it, you bitch. Okay, so
cut his mic off.
When I graduated,
right there. Now watch your tone and your delivery. You watch your goddamn tone and your delivery. You understand? You're a guest in my house, and when you come in my house, you show the proper respect. And you make sure you keep his mic off until he adjusts his attitude. You understand?
How we got chin checked on the sideline.
That's fucked up.
All right, go ahead.
Anyway, I remember I had a girlfriend who fell asleep at my college graduation. Yeah, we talking about the whole dating somebody who's really hating on you. We dated, and she got to the point where she's like, Chris, I just got something to tell you. I just feel like with everything that's going on in your life, you're really climbing up. She felt like she had something to prove to me. So she always compete. Like if I did something, she always had to one up me. Yeah, but the start of that was when she fell asleep at my college graduation.
Oh, Durfin ass.
Why are you so sensitive though? Can she?
No, it's just
fell asleep though.
That's fucked up, Mikey. But it's just a simple fact that it's just like you want somebody that's in your corner, and when you graduate college, you've been doing this for 15 years, and then you reach.
You've been doing college 15 years.
No,
or life
you've
15
been going
years?
to school for 15 years. Come on, man. So when you do that,
What if the ceremony was boring as hell? Ain't got nothing to do with you.
It wasn't.
What if she was up till 4:30 in the morning, pop locking, practicing the centipede?
Nah.
What if she hate pomp and circumstance? That song come on and she just nod off.
But see, I think that Chris just took the show to another level because it's his response that will prevent a lot of motherfuckers from talking. But do you understand what I'm saying? If I say something to you, you gonna take it personal. And because I don't want to deal or don't know how to deal or don't know how to manage how you take it, I'm just better off not talking.
So are you saying that it's hard enough to come forward as it is?
Yes.
So when you come forward and the person responds with hurt feelings, it's like, ooh, can't do that again.
See?
Okay.
That's why you qualify Negroes and Negresses up front.
Say that again. I like Negroes and Negresses.
What did she say?
Say it again.
That's why you qualify Negroes and Negresses out of the gate.
And
In other
here
words,
we
you
are.
don't-
Go ahead, Veronica, because this is good. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You don't wait until you're in a struggle with them. You get clear if there's going to be a struggle out of the gate, but that requires your out of the gate honesty.
Ugh.
And questioning.
So I'm really starting to understand something. The come clean, come to Jesus conversation, if I'm understanding this correctly, has to happen first.
Oh, yeah.
Day one.
But listen,
Day one, baby.
But wait a minute. What about that thing that says, hey, man, that first date, it ain't supposed to be so serious. It's supposed to be a little bit light. That first conversation, you might be revealing too much. You might overwhelm a person by trying to get all deep on the first date.
I disagree. Like Hollywood Square's X in our box. I disagree. Like, because you know what? People need to be more concerned about wasting time. If you're on the first date, everybody, you got to see, that's the whole married to the fairy tale BS. Everybody ain't going to be the one, and that's just the truth. So you can't approach the first date like, oh, this one can be the one. I don't want to mess it up. You got to approach it like, this one may not be the one anyway. I'd rather know now. You know, you rather go, you should go into it like,
but
hey,
how much can you know now?
Well, I mean, as much as, you know, it shouldn't be forced. This is what I should say. You don't have to just dump down the list of this is me, this is who I am, and if you can't take it, I ain't got nothing to do with you, and I can't. It don't have to be like that.
Exactly.
But you can go, hey, my life goals are X, Y, and Z. My short-term goals are this. In the meantime, this is what I'm on. I can meet you here,
but you
need to know I'm going here.
Listen, conversation one can't be, and
I don't think it's a statement. I don't think it's a statement. I think it's a series of questions.
Veronica.
I think it's a series
Veronica
of questions.
Conway. Yeah. Veronica Conway. Girl, if you were here, I'd pull off this leather belt and tap you ever so lightly on the bottom. You are never to cut the Lord off in mid-sentence, sweetheart. Never.
Thank you.
Jesus.
Thank you, Joe.
She's so sweet.
Leather belt or patent leather?
It's leather.
Oh, okay.
With little notches on it.
Oh, you gonna get torn up, girl.
I gotta remember my conquests. I'm just saying, listen, sometimes this serious conversation early in a relationship is a recipe for disaster. And if there's a woman, she's 27 years old and she wants to have a baby by 28 and we on date one, that's telling me I got 11 months to, you know.
See, but you know what? So what? That's the thing, though. So what? Then that ain't for you. Like, my thing is, like I said, you can't go into it thinking you got something to lose. You need to come into it knowing you already got what you need and you're a happy, complete person. And if they who you want them to be, then they can tag along. Like, you don't just get a driver's license without taking the test. Why should you come in my life just because off GP we had a burger? Fuck that.
But I have another complication here with this fucking disclosure shit at the jump.
Okay.
You know, most people have the foggiest of who in the hell they are.
True.
And it is the relationship itself that guides them along and gives them tips and hints and pointers. Damn, I might be this kind of person. So how do they capture all of that in that first come to Jesus conversation? I think sometimes you got to go through it with them a little bit. Then up the road a taste, you guys have your first layover and opportunity to have the come to Jesus conversation. I don't think it can start at the top.
Or it can start with observation. It can start with pointing things out early. Like when people do things, just clearly ask, why do you do that? Like I noticed somebody, like when I was having a conversation with them, they would cut off their own sentences. They would say something. I promise. Like it's like their brain shut off. Like they would talk and then go, you know what, never mind. And I'm like, why do you do that? Do what? You know what, never mind. You're saying your thoughts don't matter. Here you got me listening to you and you're not completing your own thoughts. If you don't value your thoughts, why the fuck should I?
Maybe it's not about valuing, it's more about revealing.
But then
I'm cutting myself off because I don't want you to know what I'm trying to say, Veronica.
hilarious.
I mean, this is not a set of statements. It's a set of questions. In other words, if you're genuinely curious. So when I enter into a state of love or the possibility of love with someone, I am curious, not just because I'm just trying to qualify them, but I'm actually curious about who they are. And so it's really a set of questions about who they are and what they are and why they are. And part of the getting to know process is a deep exploration of their masculinity and their fears and their power and their love and their goals. And that in and of itself is a fulfilling exchange if you are ready for that. And so it's questions. It's not this is who I am. It's who are you? And
wow. No, that's good.
And here's who I am.
This is good. Now watch how I flip what she just said.
I'm watching you.
Ooh, that was good. Let me get my Senator Palpatine. Good. The force is strong with you. Anakin. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Let me tell you why what she just said was good. Good. Let me tell you why. I tell women all the time, stop dating ideas. Stop telling, like you said, it's not a series of questions, right? Oh, no.
No,
it's a series of questions, but it's not a series of statements. Like, you have to have this, you have to be this, you have to da-da-da-da, this has to be this way. It's not that. I always tell women, when you ask men really good questions who are trying to get to know you, you are separating the wheat from the shaft really effectively. The real will manifest depending on the degree, the quality of those questions.
I agree.
Women don't ask good questions. Women are tailors. You guys are trying to fit his ass into your template of who you think he should be. It's an expectation template that you're trying to fit him into. It's like you're a tailor. You're like cutting this suit around him. And I'm saying, no. You ask a motherfucker some real good questions. He gonna either lean in because he bout that life, or he gonna be like, oh, hell no, this motherfucker way too smart for the games.
And that's why I say you can't come into it expecting them to be the one. You got to ask those questions. And if they give you the answers that you don't want to hear, you know he not the one, and it's good. Like, if he don't lean in,
what are them damn questions?
What are the damn questions?
Somebody give me 3 questions right now. Ladies, call me 844-55-1. Arana, what's your 3 questions to get him to lean in?
What do you want to do with your life? What do you think about the most? What's the last book you read?
Ass girl. Let me get the fuck on. I just met her at the motherfucking Roscoe Chicken and Waffle. I didn't ask for no goddamn
I need to know what last book you read. Because you know what? If you're not a reader, I can't fuck with you.
How about it? No, that's real. That's real.
Fuck around, be illiterate because you texting all the damn time, and I'm sitting up here thinking you sexy and strong and smart. Throw a book in front of you and you sound like Floyd Mayweather. No.
Oh, you gonna diss the homie? Shit.
He can still fight. Shit.
He still could fight. Veronica, what's your question?
So I there's 2 things. So some of the men that I've dated are sort of category of 1, masters of the universe. So it's subtle. And it's based on their conversation. In other words, it's really feeling into their purpose, what I know they're doing in the world, what I know that they're about in the world, and leaning into that and then feeling into them intuitively about what they really want and crave in the world. Things that, because they've been masters of the universe for so long, and so many people depend on them for their livelihoods, for all kinds of things, feeling into what their human heart wants, which is different than all the shit that's expected and demanded of them. See, I think you got to get beneath the surface of what a man actually, how a man craves to be known and understood, just like a woman does.
Yeah, baby.
And listen to their deeper yearning. I don't know. I just, and so that is a dance that is in the moment.
Right. I just want to know, man, like, how do we get out of this fear trap that relationship has become? It is a fear trap. You listen. Tell me, am I lying? If this isn't a concept in intimate relationship,
I'm listening.
I'm in too deep. I've come this far to turn back now.
I've invested so much.
I
don't want to waste all that time I spent already.
Jesus, am I better off and or happier than I was before we started dating?
If I can't see it in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, I'm speaking up today. Why wait? I could die tomorrow, and then I'll be in my grave like, I should have cut that motherfucker off. I'll be mad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be mad.
How many of you can't tell your mama, I got to let this nigga go? I only dated him or married him to make you happy. Ugh. I mean, there's a lot of little, what do we call them? Cords that tie us and bind us to bullshit situations. And they're only bullshit because we're resistant to what the situation has to teach in the first place. God, maybe you picked the dude your mama wanted, so eventually that relationship could implode, so you could understand that you needed to have a conversation with your mama. Maybe that whole relationship was about having a talk with your mama.
You said you wanted to be a grandma, and so I got with him. Yeah.
That's cold.
I know people who've done it.
Yeah.
I know people who've done it.
Go ahead, Veronica.
Say one more thing. I'll tell a little bit of my story about where I had to really kind of fuck up somebody's reality with the truth.
Yes, please tell us, Veronica.
No, but here's how I really have come to think about it this way. And I think that the biggest myth around relationships is that a single person is meant to fulfill all of our needs.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we're not meant to be in that situation. What we are meant to do as human beings is relate to one another. In other words, you meet this need, you meet that need, you meet that need. You know, people often, will say, well, because she's had multiple men at one time, that must mean she's a whore. No, it means that I understand very deeply what my real needs are, and I'm willing to go to the mat for those. Because otherwise I'm of no use to anyone, let alone myself, let alone the man that I'm engaging with, whatever. So it's a mistake to assume that one person is meant to fulfill all of our needs. So I had a man, we fell madly in love. He was a very powerful man. He'd done amazing things all over the planet. And we were really amazing in a certain way around kids, around business, and we were amazing around sex at a distance because I know how to teach men how to have sex at a distance.
What does that mean?
Hold on.
Is that phone sex? FaceTime?
Right. You don't get to move on.
Yeah.
We need to know.
Why you got the creepy face, though?
I mean, I'm intrigued.
I wish y'all could see his face.
Well, it's so simple. I mean, men and women can engage at a distance. It doesn't matter where you are in the universe. You can replicate what actually feels more intense sometimes than physical sex, and without touching yourself, without doing anything. There's just a way to do that, and a way to, the way you can actually engage at a distance. And trauma taught me that. It does it all over the world.
So you mean...
I taught a few very select men to do that.
See, I have a vivid imagination. So right now I'm thinking wet energy.
Is it like eye sex?
Yeah, totally.
Well, just stop looking at me, Arana. Shit.
I'm saying 2-hour orgasms for both men and women. I'm saying Yeah, you have no idea. It's a real situation.
Wait, you said 2-hour orgasms?
Yes.
Email me, girl. Wait a minute. I need to. I've been living a lie. What?
Your coochie dry, huh? You thought all this time you was moist, girl. You ain't nothing.
I thought I was kicking it. 2-hour orgasms. If you don't DM me them secrets, Veronica, give me the Virgo discount for them secrets.
Jesus.
It's a process. I don't know how to explain it. So anyway, you can do that, and I've taught a few men how to do that. Well, I taught this man how to do that, and it was great at a distance. But when we got together in person,
he had the yogurt
really
stroke.
She was less than well endowed, which I didn't care about because it's not about the size; it's about the energetics.
He had a pocket swipe,
right?
Ooh,
but he got really insecure.
Had a little baby butter knife.
He was tearing them thighs up.
Listen. So I said to him, listen, let's get clear about the ways that we actually are energetically aligned. If it's about children and business, then let's organize around that. If it's not about sex, then we can let that go. And that's the one thing that I think that people don't do in relating. They think, well, I'm going to be in a relationship and I have to have everything. But no, we're meant to relate and align where we do naturally and organically. When we start trying to say, you're meant to be my everything, then we cut off. Because understand, if I'm in a relationship with him, the sex isn't right. And I told him about Nachama, by the way. If I'm in a relationship with him, then I have to shut down the part of myself that's big and vibrant and alive to accommodate his fear and insecurity.
Wow.
And all I'm saying is, in choosing relating, choose aspects of people that you embrace and be free to explore those and express those. And then you can have all your needs met.
Okay.
Instead of going, you have to all of them. Does that make sense?
No, I get it. You just
gotta
told me the dude pulled out a flesh spork. It's okay. So listen, I have a question. And I think it's a difficult question to ask when you're in a relationship with somebody. And that is, because Veronica just dropped science, but this is going to put that into context. Because for most people, what Veronica just explained, most people don't experience that, right? For various reasons. So it brings me back to this question. What have I learned since we've been together?
That's a deep question.
How have you aided me in my development? And of course, it's a vice versa question. But to even broach this conversation is it's ice truckers. You on thin ice trying to deliver this payload, trying to deliver this understanding, and it could be easily misconstrued to be some type of attack, because that's how most of us take in information, right?
Defensively.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, this is crazy. We got callers on the phone line. I want to know what have I learned since we've been together? You guys, this has come clean. This is, what do we call it? Indecent disclosure.
Get that dirt off your shoulder.
Just get the dirt off. It's all right. Don't be afraid. I'm going to the phone lines right now. The first city in the building is New Orleans. We're going to New Orleans. Mundo Profundo, line 3.
He in the witness protection program.
Well, what's up, Brother Zoe?
My brother.
Man, how y'all doing, ladies? Ladies, how y'all kicking it?
Hello, Mundo.
Well, I think that truth and love have a direct relationship in the beginning and an adverse relationship once you get settled in a relationship. I think the more comfortable you are with a person, the more you tell them, the more you build trust, and the more that trust can build love. But once that love sets in, when you love somebody, you want to protect them from everything. and especially a truth that could hurt them. So sometimes love impedes the truth out of protection, and it's not really healthy, but that's what I've observed.
So you're saying love can preserve the lie?
Yeah, love initiates the lie.
Ooh.
I like
That's
it.
not love.
Uh-oh.
That's not love. That's not love. That's something else.
It's feel good.
That's not love. It's something else.
What is it then? What
It's
is
fear.
it?
It's fear. In other words, because I think that telling the truth is a sign of respect, not disrespect.
Ooh.
In other words, if I see the other person as a whole human being and not broken, then I trust that they can handle the truth, and I let them prove me wrong out of my love. But if I see them in a fearful way, and I'm trying to protect them, then that's not love, it's fear. But we mistake love for fear all the time. We collapse it. We call them the same thing, and it's not. The truth is the truth. The truth is love, and fear is fear. So let's call it by its proper name.
True.
Wow.
But
Mundo?
like Zoe says all the time, values change as you grow. So as you grow, if values change, does your personal truth change as your values change? And as you grow, does your truth stay the same?
Right.
I think more what she's saying
truth
is
changes. The truth evolves, but always tell it. In other words, if we evolve, that's fine. But if we protect that, then we're lying.
Huh.
Yeah, but everybody doesn't evolve at the same stage either.
That's true.
Right. So be honest about that. Because then we can get in and get out faster. Then we can have our growth faster. Then we can know ourselves and each other faster. We don't evolve. And so go in knowing that, and state that. We don't evolve at the same rate, and it changes. And can we allow for the truth to change instead of lying to protect it?
Wow.
So is that evolution adverse to the comfortable? Like you're comfortable with this person and you want to grow, and you're not evolving at the same pace, and they might can't handle that new truth.
exactly
Right. So that's why you have to set yourself on fire. Your soul has to be set on fire. That because comfort has nothing to do with your soul being on fire. And until your soul's on fire, you won't get up to have the firepower to do what you really got to do in this world. Not just in the relationship, but in general.
Arana?
And also, truth isn't the enemy. That's another thing. Truth isn't necessarily negative. If it's not what you want to hear, that's the only way that it's negative. But the truth just is. The truth isn't really contingent on other situations. The truth just is naked the way it is. And so when people can't take the truth, it's because of their own negative projections and connotations that they put on it. It's emotion that they put into it, but it doesn't stop it from being the truth.
Yeah, because my thought on it here now is you don't need to protect somebody from the truth. You don't. You definitely need to protect people from lies.
Yeah. If you
Now-
breath stank, it stank. And that's
Right.
the truth.
Right. But just know this. There are certain truths that you shouldn't come into the knowledge of until you're ready to understand and or comprehend them. You know, and I'm talking about in the context of, say, raising children. There are certain truths they are just not emotionally and intellectually ready to deal with. But that's about raising kids. We talking about two adults in an intimate relationship. So the concept of having to protect one intimate partner, trying to protect another intimate partner from the truth makes no sense to me.
Especially if you use the right tone. Everything is about tone and delivery. If you say, hey, baby, can I talk to you for a second? Hey, you know what? You know how you do this?
First off, you assistant.
Okay.
I'm going to come with you with, hey, baby, we talk for a second? And you know you're going to turn up.
Oh, no.
Stop. Okay.
No.
Get to your phone
You
lines,
got to do it
goddammit.
when you're happy. You got to do it. See, here's the thing.
Even when you're happy, if we try to have a conversation, that will sour this whole motherfucking curdle of milk up in here.
You's a lie.
We got cheese. We started with milk, now we got cheese.
You's a lie.
Instantly.
No, it's that when you're happy and when things are good, that's the problem. The problem with a lot of women, they don't do it when things are good. They wait till they're mad. And then they bring the truth.
Right.
Well, that's why you did because they already turned up because they mad. You
Okay,
can't do it when you're
watch
mad.
this. Watch this. Watch this.
I'm watching.
Arana,
Yes.
I agree with what you just said.
We'll get on down there.
But you can't agree with what I just said when we all know, men and women, that y'all will turn on a dime if I try to present something to you, even if it's wrapped in butterscotch candy.
Not true. I've had some of my harshest truth being told to me while people was rubbing on my breasts, and I accepted the truth.
While he was rubbing on your breast.
Yeah. See?
Okay.
I took that truth.
Here we go. Let's go deeper.
Let's go deeper. You know, you say you laying there and they rubbing and they rub the little spot and they touching the little nips and they like, let me talk to you about something. And
I
they got
stole
the deep.
$200 from your ATM today.
That's never been something. I wouldn't even be that close with somebody who's on that. I could tell treacherous activity. But, you know, they laying there and they massaging and they was like, you know, sometimes you just loud for no reason. And I'm like, I be loud for real. That's how you know when he got you. For real? I be loud. I'm gonna stop being loud. Yeah, you just be a little loud. You know, sometimes we be out in public and you too loud.
I like the way she said he was playing with her nipples.
He was though. And they told me that. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm gonna stop being loud. Keep going.
Fantasizing.
Keep going. I'm gonna stop being loud. And see, that's what I'm saying. If you come with gentleness and tone and, hey, I'm going to make you feel good. Hey, listen.
Please stop talking like that's universal. Like that shit's going to work universally because it doesn't.
If people employ it, it can work, though. That's the thing. People don't, and that's why they have the problem.
Veronica, and then we're going to our next caller. Veronica?
I'm going to give a deeper tip around this. Y'all ready?
Let's go.
You sure?
Put it in there then.
Okay. If he had said to you, I'm going to penetrate you, and I'm going to bring all of my truth and firepower to the head of my penis.
Okay, wait, stop.
And I want
Stop. Just hold on one second. Veronica.
Yeah.
Stop. Because I didn't know that's where you were going to go. Okay, so stop for 1 second. I need to get ready. Turn this up real quick. I need to get in the mood.
It's just the truth. It's just the truth of how it works. It's not that big of a deal. Okay. All right. You ready? Are you ready?
All right, I'm ready.
We should have FaceTimed this.
Okay. I just had to go in the bathroom and wash up. I'm ready.
All right. I'm so happy that you're ready. Okay. Well, the man asked Arana to bring the reason for her loudness into her awareness. Just to invite it all in. And then he will to penetrate her and just sit with her and bring the firepower of his truth and feel it on the head of his penis. In other words, it's like imagine his penis is like light, and he's penetrating her with light and fire. And he were to allow her to discharge all of the reasons that she is loud. And so as she released into that while he was inside of her, then she might feel rage. She might feel the reasons why she got loud in the first place. She might feel all of the subsequent reasons, all of the places where she got shut down and felt the need to be loud. She might experience all those things. She might cry and scream and rage. And if he allowed her to go through that process, and by the way, he would experience all that charge that she was discharging. He would experience that as it would feel quite energized to him, it would feel amazing. She'd be angry. So if a man cannot make it personal and allow her to discharge it, then she'd begin to have massive orgasms on the other side of it, because she would be letting go of all of the things that were disconnecting her from her orgasmicness in the first place.
This is like
so
sexual Super Mario Brothers.
It's alchemy. It's alchemy. So what I'm saying to brothers is, instead of like reacting to her rage, why not penetrate her and allow her to discharge it? Because as much rage as she's been sitting on the other side of it is that much orgasmicness. Ooh. And the more she does that,
okay,
the
wait
more
a minute.
she surrenders to you.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Listen, yes.
So on the other side of the angry black woman is the blissfully orgasmic woman.
A raging orgasm, she said. I was listening.
It's a transmutation, because as much energy, fear, and pain as she has in her body, it's untransmuted energy. So if you allow her to experience that, then she'll finally be free.
So wait, what's the language I got to use when I go to his house? You need to penetrate me and let me release my transmutation,
and
anger.
then the tip of your penis has to be on fire. Do you need some butane?
Light your penis on fire and come inside.
Right.
And
baby, listen, I got some. I'm angry. I'm upset, or there's something going on with me. And can you come inside of me and let me just be with me, and let us just feel into it, and let me relax.
Wow.
And let it come up. And then the man has to stand there, but he has to be present. He has to use his penis like it's meant to be used.
Ooh.
It's not a bunch of thrusting, all that shit.
It's a flesh
really
antenna.
It's an antenna, and the more he's there, he will experience a woman in a way that he's never thought possible. He will actually come to understand the woman.
Girl, you trying to get me pregnant.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Ooh.
Your whole career be over. You be sitting at the crib.
I'd be so pregnant.
Hold on 1 second. That was some heavy shit.
I loved it though. Yes.
So listen, we got callers. I want to get their opinion on what was just laid out, because it was s'mores gooey.
Ooh, they lit right now.
They crazy right now. So let's get them in here. Let's go to line 4. Dwayne, Atlanta. You're on the phone, man.
Yo, what's up, bro?
What's happening, Mike?
Yo, what's up, ladies? How y'all doing?
Hello.
Yeah, they in here smoking a cigarette. They just had an orgasm.
Man, listen.
I can tell.
All right, so speak on it, Dwayne. Holla at us. What you got to say?
Right. From what I heard, sounds like a whole nother level. It sounds like in that movie Avatar, where they put their two braids together. They used to communicate.
Hilarious.
Under that tree.
And then the Christmas lights light up.
Just dilated. Yup, that tree just light up.
Damn. Okay.
But really though, I just feel what really attracted me to listen to the show tonight was when you tweeted Zoe that how could you tell like if the person you with is your best friend? And I just feel like the way relationships are set up now, especially like in my age bracket and stuff like that, I don't think you can become like best friends off a barter system.
Ooh, say more, Dwayne. Yeah.
Because a barter system, you tend not to look into anything if you're getting benefits. It's like a broken jackpot machine.
Ooh.
Like, you're not going to ask questions if it keeps spitting out money. You know what I'm saying?
You dropping metaphors, brother.
This nigga should write a comic book. This shit is great.
I'm working on a book, actually. That's the funny part.
Keep going, brother. Keep going.
The last book I read, the transition to college writing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm really trying to work on my book right now.
You better get on down.
But I just feel like when you trade attributes in the person for what they're attributing to you, you're gonna fail every time. Period.
Hey, this brother right here, he dropped some straight Morpheus. Hey, man, we appreciate it, Dwayne. The wait was worth it, brother. It was worth it. Thank you for hanging in there. Phone lines are open. We want to know what you think. Just come to Jesus. Indecent disclosures.
Let it out.
Let it out. Come to Jesus. Come clean.
There's an orgasm waiting for you on the other side.
On the other side of your frustration, there's a 2-hour bus off session. I'm just saying, if you want the special bus down package, you got to call in and tell the truth. 844-55-1. That's the number to dial. We want to hear from you. Let's go to Oakland Town Business, line 6. Let's do it.
Hello, how are you guys?
What's up, baby boo?
Hey. Hi, Veronica.
Veronica.
Hello.
She said hi to you, girl.
Hello. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Let's see. Because you guys are dropping bombs. So the first 3 or 4 questions that I ask someone is, number one off the bat, what is your relationship with your parents? Because that right there is like the foundation for what I'm seeing as I'm dating. It's crazy. Like they don't even talk to their mother. They don't talk to their father. They don't talk to both. They would have abandonment issues, and then that just stems to how they are as an adult. They may not see it, but I've seen it. It's pretty deep. Also,
hold on, Veronica. Veronica, let her finish, and then we'll answer it. Go ahead, baby girl.
Okay. And also, I ask like what are your goals? Especially as far as like related to the Black community. If you sitting around and all you do is watch craziness, collapsing the wave of, your consciousness or whatever, I don't got time for that. I don't got time for you sitting around watching BET, hollering 1 minute, justice or else, and then kind of find out you watch BET. That doesn't work for me. Wow. You gotta have some goals regarding, the betterment of our people. That's big for me too. Because I know I'm doing my thing regarding starting a school, homeschooling system for our kids, and I need to know what you try to do, so we can build together, basically.
Veronica? Veronica?
Yeah?
You wanted to say something? Jump right in now.
I'm gonna say that in the first question, which was around your parents, some people have actually been, and you'll hear it when you ask the question, they've actually emancipated themselves from their parents emotionally. In other words, my ex-husband had a really great relationship with his family. I didn't know that made him a liar, a deadbeat, like he was so addicted to his religion and yet in the closet about his homosexuality. I didn't know that niceness and politeness with the parents was actually dysfunction. So a question could be, how have you recovered from your parents? Because some people never have, and they've never investigated that. And they can be, just because they're polite doesn't mean they're sane. That's all.
True.
Heater. Town business to town business. That's what we do.
That's what we do.
Hey, thanks, honey. I appreciate the call. The voice of reason is crazy right now. Why is it so important to have a real sit down for real deal kind of conversation with your significant other? You know why? Because most people are living lies.
Yeah.
So we put this show together because we just say, hey, let's have a come to Jesus moment on the air.
Well, you can't have a successful fight unless you know your opponent. You gonna get your ass whooped. So a relationship is like that too. You go get your heart is the said ass whooping, the metaphorical ass whooping. You go get your heart broke. You go get your heart whooped because you don't know the person that you're facing battle with? Are they the ally or are they the enemy? You know?
Ooh. That's hot
Right,
monkey lava.
If they're hiding something, if they're not willing to face the truth, and have conversations that confront the truth, that's one of my litmus tests. If I can't bring the truth to you, and we can be in a conversation about it, I don't have to be right. I just want to have the conversation. But if somebody shies away from that, I'm like, you are fired. Get the fuck out of here, because nothing happens in the absence of the truth. You can't form a relationship that way.
True, 100. That's one of my biggest rules, Veronica, seriously. If I say something that's true to you and you can't handle it or you run from it, you are the scariest person in the world to me. Because what kind of person are you? Like, if the truth makes you want to avoid it or hide or shrink or I don't want to talk about that, I don't want to talk about that. Like, we know those people that I don't want to talk about that. It's like, ooh, what are you so scared of? Even better, what are you hiding?
The answer to that is
danger. I think you're a danger to yourself and to the people around you. If you can't live in the truth, you're a danger to yourself and the people around you.
Let me add on to that. If you're operating outside of your purpose, then you're not operating in the truth. And things that don't operate in their purpose damage themselves and everything else.
Wow. Listen, I got callers.
You too.
I got callers, damn it.
We do.
They in here having a little circle jerk of spiritual knowledge.
Chastise them, though, because we told them to stop waiting till the last minute. They should have been blazing.
I told them, but hey,
They was being
they gotta
scary.
listen. They gotta absorb what's being said. Line 3, Jay Inglewood. Holla at us, Jay.
Hello.
What up, what?
How y'all doing?
Hi, Jay.
What's going on, Zoe? How y'all doing?
We good, man.
Good. Zoe, I ain't forgot about you. I'm going to get with you soon. I had to go out to South Carolina to help my folks back south. So I'm definitely going to get with you, man, when I email what I emailed you about and stuff. But, hey, Veronica's been spitting some hot fire, man. And to be
lava.
honest with you, oh, man, to be honest with you, I've tried that method to sit with a lot of these sisters. But, man, you can't sit with a lot of them, man. Veronica, it's so much pain and trouble and just nonsense in that room where you got to run about the room. You got to get away from them and stuff like that, because I think a lot, like I said, the parent wounds, the mother wounds, the father wounds and stuff like that. It messes up a lot of the relationships where, you know, I don't think nobody can be best friends anymore with their significant other unless they really down to earth. You got to really know them. I mean, you got to go in almost years, like they working for the CIA or something. You know, you got to go back years to really find out, you know, if they're really truthful, if they really got love for you, if you can really speak the truth to them, because a lot of them love living their life. You know?
See, let me jump in here with you, Jay. Let me jump in here with you.
All right.
This is what a lot of people don't understand. You might think you're in a relationship with just your woman, but you're in a relationship and she's in a relationship with the energy of your legacy, your people, where y'all come from, how y'all get down. Y'all in relationship with all of whatever came together to create you. And a lot of times you'll think just because I'm dealing with this woman, I ain't dealing with her folk. But you are. You're dealing with you're dealing with their ideology, you're dealing with their culture, you're dealing with how she was raised. Just because she ain't in the house she was raised in when she's dating you don't mean that house ain't in her. And vice versa. So a lot of this stuff has to be reconciled by the union itself. That's why I say, man, please don't get caught up on the IMAX and the movies and the popcorn and Netflix and dinner and sex and even kids that come along. Because the reality of it is you're in that relationship to reconcile something. And to sit there and not have a discussion about it is prolonging. It's almost like saying, you know what? I'm a red shirt this year. I ain't even going to play this year. I'm a red shirt. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you got to get in there, have these difficult conversations, no matter how uncomfortable they are. You have to embrace the difficulty of it, because that's the only way the gift of the truth will unravel itself through that interaction.
Yeah. Absolutely true. You know what's also true? You have to ask yourself how much you love that person. See, because we're also talking about upfront honesty, but we need to talk about the in-depth honesty too. When you already deep in and you sure that you love this person, it's got to be unconditional. And if it's not unconditional, y'all both bullshitting. There's no, you know what I mean? There's no level of truth that you can tell a person. If I can just tell you the truth and it makes you walk away and the truth ain't that bad, like ain't nobody killing nobody and stuff like that, then how much did you really love me? Like people throw around the word love so much.
I'm going to throw something else out there.
You
The
know what
woman
I'm
is
saying?
the architect.
Okay.
The man is the mortar. He's the shit that holds it together, but she's the architect. Why? Because in a society, it is the woman that keeps the traditions, the beliefs.
Yeah.
She's the fucking architect. Now, let me just say how that works. See, all the man has to do is be the truth. A building can't be strong unless the mortar that hold that glues the bricks together is strong. You see?
Right.
So all I'm saying is, men come in truth, women challenge your beliefs about who he's supposed to be. If you fuck a fantasy, you're going to get a liar.
It's like the three little pigs in relationships. Make your house of sticks, make your house of hay. You want the man that's going to make his house with the bricks. Take it all the way back to kindergarten on your ass.
I just thought I'd lay out a little something. We got to go to line 5 real quick. Hustle is in the building. I'm going to come to you, Veronica. I know you itching, baby. The tail wagging. I love it.
Wagging. Like, how you gonna stop my tail from wagging?
I can't. I'm coming back to you. Hustle, get up in here, man.
Yo.
Yeah. What?
What's going on, Arana?
What's happening?
Yeah. Let that beat drop.
You can tell how energy on the phone.
Hey. What up, boy?
Yeah.
You know we got to turn up for you, homeboy. That's all. We just got to turn up a little bit.
Yeah, all day, man.
What's
so
the word?
I got two thoughts on this topic here, man. First, about what Arana was saying about, leading with your truth on the first date and whatnot. See, the thing is, if you're going to do that, you got to come with your truth and not really your goals, per se, because your goals are just an idea. But if you're talking about what you're doing right now to achieve your goals, then you're talking about your truth. If you're talking about who you are and how that's leading to wherever you're trying to be, that's different than just leading with what you want. You understand? It'll come out more natural that way, and then people can feel that.
Oh, I completely understand.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
That's just that. But when it comes down to living a lie, you know how they say the truth will set you free? Well,
exactly.
Whenever you tell a lie, it's like you almost got to remember that other person that you lying about. So how can you ever be free if you're always carrying around a lie with you? You know what I'm saying? Until you just living who you are, you're not really living the truth.
No, I get it. And there are a lot of people.
You feel me?
There are a lot of people who have turned their relationship into a prison because they're living a lie.
Prison slavery.
That's good shit, man. This dude always comes in. Every time I see Hustle, I know he done thought about some things, and he gonna drop bombs, man. We appreciate you bringing Miami into the building, man. Thanks again, Hustle.
Get on down, Hustle.
To get on down. Let's go to line 4. No, before I go to line 4, I can't forget Veronica's tail was wagging. Veronica, you had a thought?
I think it kind of embodies what hustle is, right? So when men stand up and tell the truth, the whole truth, living with the truth, then they become this, like, spiritual firehouse. It's like Chama does not have to court women. Women have paid $15,000 to travel from Rio de Janeiro to engage with him. He doesn't have to do anything. But what he does do is he cultivates an inner truth and an inner stand about women, about his reality, there's just nothing but the truth. And his whole life aspires to that and ascends to that. And so out of that, he's a magnet to the planet. 5,000 women, 6,000 women, right? Paying him to tell them the truth and to have him break them down. So if a man wants to model, see, women really want the truth, but if you don't tell it, then we can't embody it.
And you know what's crazy?
And so it's the greatest power that black men have, that they choose to ignore because they are abdicating to a marriage white supremacy value system that says that they have to be monogamous and all this stuff, and they have to lie about it.
So
and
wait.
That lie is the thing.
Oh.
The lie is the thing.
Okay, so this is something that's interesting, and I had to get this in. So we just tweeted out a question, and the question was, do you feel your relationship is a true partnership? If not, how do you share this with your partner? And to go back to our previous caller, I think it was Jay from Inglewood, I think it was Jay from the Wood. The sister, I think her name is Allie. She's at AHSILLILLA82. Pretty lady, Jesus Christ. Do you feel your relationship is a true partnership? If not, how do you share this with your partner? She says, I yell. He was right. Sometimes coming to the sisters in a sweet way doesn't automatically guarantee that she gonna come back at you sweet. Yes, isn't she pretty? Oh, yeah. Chris just pulled up her little Twitter. She is a beautiful lady. Looks like one of her parents were butter, as smooth as her skin is. Let's go. Line 4, Joe from Houston. We about to get that slow barbecue science right here. Speak on it, Joe.
Mesquite, Memphis, Carolina Gold.
I see you, brother. Speak on it, my man.
I've learned that to be that best friend and to have that relationship, you have to have the same fidelity that you will with your best friend as you will with your lover. See, the lover stuff is sexual fidelity. The best friend stuff is trust, character, honor, integrity, having somebody's back. Nobody else does. Being able to listen to people, being able to trust people. And a lot of people get in relationships and just are cheating with their body, but they forget that they're cheating with their opportunism and all the bullshit that they wouldn't do with their best friend.
He chopped and screwed that.
That boy right there.
H-Town.
That was some pulled pork right there. That just fell off the bone. Jesus.
And tell Hustle he the great one. You know what I'm saying?
Hustle is the great one. Hey, man, we appreciate the information. That was heavy. That was, oof. Hey, man, thanks again, man. Houston. Joe brought him in here like what? Set you from?
Slaying.
Let's go to line 1. D Nice. Chicago.
Yeah.
D Nice.
Hey, what's going on, studio? It's kind of funny that you guys bring up this topic because I'm just getting in the car. I'm listening to it, and I was leaving my ex's house, and I attempted to have a conversation with her about a issue that we hadn't discussed, and the gist of it is basically I proposed to her last month, and obviously I was denied of the proposal for marriage. And I just needed some closure to talk about it. And Arana made a point a little while ago about, unconditional love. And the way that you measure somebody's love for you is regardless of the people in their family or the people in their lives, is that you measure all the things that you and that person been through and how quick they were to cut you off, and measure all the things that they've been through with family members and how they continue to come along and fuck them in their life over and over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're going to have that same standard for me, that standard should be across the board for anybody who's in your life.
Well,
now, that's whether it's your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, or to me.
Let me give you this, bro. You don't get to pick your family, but you do get to pick your lovers. And you know, a lot of times people will argue that, because I believe every lover is really a lesson hidden in lust and attraction and physicality and emotion. Right? So say you're born to some people, but you're also born to a certain set of experiences too. But how it gets broken down is this. I got conditions for my lover, but I love my people unconditionally. So in a way, my people, the people I were born to, get to, in a lot of ways, misuse me, mistreat me, or whatever. And even when you try to love your family from a distance, there's only so much distance you can get unless you just gonna cut them all the way off. And even when you cut them all the way off, there's something missing. It's gaping. It's a hole. It's some shit happening, right? Same thing happens intimately too. But I find, and I think maybe this is what you're going through, that it's easier to compartmentalize that than it is to compartmentalize your uncle or your brother or your sister or your mother. Sometimes it's much more difficult to compartmentalize them and lock them away in some recess of your mind than it is to lock away a lover. And I always tell women, and maybe some women can call in and challenge me on this, I think women reserve unconditional love for their kids. They don't unconditionally love the men who make them.
Some women, because some women love the man more than the kid. Some women out there living like Precious Mama.
Some women out there living like...
Some women are. You flirting with my man? Mama, he molested me. Don't you flirt with my man.
Listen,
it's like, what?
Baby, you gonna take my man, baby.
Right.
Oh, God, no.
They live in that sapphire life.
Crazy. Veronica, you want to speak on that?
Yeah, so here's the thing. Here's my litmus test, and this can sound brutal, but I don't mean it to be. I've never engaged with a person. You should never engage with a woman who has not had the courage to fire her family if she's tolerating them. Because if she or he is tolerating them, that means they're not emotionally in adulthood. And so, so what happens is if you begin to engage with them, your life force is going to be invested in their fear and toleration. So until a person has cleared that out, they're not ready for you.
Wow.
That's the one.
Translation, she need to be able to say, Mama, you on bullshit.
Mama, this is my relationship. Mind your business.
Yep.
Go on and make the mashed potatoes and don't worry about nothing else, okay?
I got this. This my man will handle it.
She has to mean it, and she has to mean it. Otherwise, you're going to become the savior for her toleration.
Ooh,
and that's a bunch of bullshit, and it's excruciating, and it's painful. So don't do it.
Damn, that was ugly right there. That shit wasn't even cute, no wise. Ugh. Listen, I'm going to take a quick break. If you want to get your call in, you better get to the phone lines right now. We're still coming through them. 844-55-1 is the number to dial, man. We're talking about Come to Jesus, Come Clean show. Yikes. Indecent disclosure. Oof. Holla at Zoe and tell the truth hour. Y'all don't want to do it. You guys having a difficult time having a conversation with your significant lover. Your significant other. Hey, listen, I don't want to be with you. I want to be with your sister. You can never have that conversation. No. What? Isn't that awkward though? Like, listen, honey, you're beautiful. I love you. We soulmates. We twin flames. But your sister's ass.
She got that donk though.
God damn. And I'm attracted to your sister. How do you have that conversation? I'm not going to do anything.
I would not stay with that man, to be honest with you. Sisters don't fall for that. Because what's going to happen is she got one time to be over your house and need to use the shower. It's disaster.
You think who is the least likely to be trusted in that situation? Your sister or your man?
In my family, my sister.
Ooh, damn.
In my family.
Ooh, shit. Okay.
But in hers, maybe the man.
We're going to take a break and come back. 844-55-1.
You want to hear the story? I'll tell you the story.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Where my biscuits at? Where biscuits, man? Let me hear this fat.
God, I love you.
God, I love you. Yeah. Voice Reason back in the building.
Yes.
Dash Radio. That's the network. Hot Button. That's the station. Man, today's topic. Jeez. We got people calling, telling the truth. You know?
It's getting deep out there in these streets.
Honesty Hour with Zoe Williams. You know? We love having these kind of shows.
I'm going to be honest. I ain't had no 2-hour orgasm, and I feel left out in the movement.
Don't worry. It's coming. Veronica is going to give you the prayer cloth that will enable such moistness to occur. So let's
man, listen. I'm gonna dream about that tonight.
Let's do this. We got a couple of callers remaining who want to. We got a couple of callers remaining who want to chime in, and we want to get them in, but we can't. We simply can't. It's summation time. And you know what that means.
Oh, yes. Yes, I do.
It's time to wrap it up. Say something nice and wrap it up, nigga.
No glove, no love.
What I want to do is I want to go to Veronica Conway. VC, you have 45 seconds to summarize tonight's topic.
Okay, so I will say it this way. Lies are a hatred of reality, primarily your own. So when you tell a lie, what you're saying is, my reality isn't good enough to be the truth. And so when we spit truth, it's a radical act of self-love. It's not for the other person. It's about how we don't need their approval anymore because our truth is good enough. So when you tell the truth, you fall in love. And so I ask everyone listening to fall in love and fall in love and fall in love. That's all.
Thank you, girl. I usually just fall into her, but I'm going to try to fall in love. Arana Lopez.
Oh, yes.
Please summarize 45 seconds.
I'm going to ride out on this love train, and I'm going to ride it into the midnight hour. Guys, it's all about truth. And love is a spiritual experience. Love is a deep experience that we're all meant to share. And in order for it to be fulfilling, you got to love in spirit and in truth. Truth is the glue that holds the love together. And hatred of the truth is hatred of self. Stop being loyal to the representative you came in the relationship with. That person ain't shit. Be true. Be yourself. And that's the most freest thing that you can do. And then you'll be happy. When you are free and you're in the truth, you naked. And you born naked. And you gonna die naked. And we was meant to be naked. Tell the truth and get naked. Arana Lopez out.
I used to be fully clothed when I should have been naked. See, I'm like Kobe Bryant right now.
Mm-hmm.
When I was lying, I wore number 8. When I start telling the truth, I wore number 24. Right? And I recognized I compared. Like, I got way more love when I started telling the truth. I didn't even have to lie. I was lying for no reason, or I was lying because I was socialized to lie. But I said, fuck all that. And once I figured it out and started telling the truth, a different caliber of woman started to share with me different things. Yes. It's probably the best uni I've ever had in my life.
And you was naked.
And I was naked in the truth. Hey, We love having fun with this show. Listen, on Friday, we're going to get hella freaky. So just get ready. I'm going to do something really crazy Friday. So Voice of Reason, Hot Button Radio. We about to duck out of here. But you'll catch up with us on Friday from 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Hot Button Radio, Dash Radio. This is what we do. And until then, holla. Peace.